This is the second generation boosted board. And that is the Inboard M1. And they're two of the best electric longboards money can buy. And this is the video you've been waiting for. The Inboard M1 and second generation boosted Dual Plus both work with proprietary wireless remotes that pair to the board over Bluetooth. The remotes both work similarly. You've got a dead man switch that's supposed to save you from accidental revs, meaning you can only make the board go when it's held down. Both boards go forwards and backwards at full speed. The boosted has a top speed of a true 22 miles an hour. While Inboard claims 22 for its board, I've never been able to hit more than 20. They both weigh in at around 15 pounds, and the Inboard has integrated headlights and taillights that you can turn off if you want, something that boosted completely lacks. Both boards are expensive. The boosted Dual Plus costs $1,500 and the Inboard costs $1,400. And although they're priced very similarly, there are a few key differences between the two boards that you should know about before you plunk down that rainy day fund or empty that piggy bank. Key difference number one, the way the motors are designed. The boosted board's belt drive system allows it to be way more torquey and way more responsive than the Inboard. But you need to replace these, and you need a 3mm Allen key to do so. The Inboard uses hub motors. Everything is inside the wheels. There's no belt, and it looks way cleaner. The drawbacks are you sacrifice torque and responsiveness. Replacing the belts on a boosted board isn't too much of a hassle, but it's something every rider will have to do at some point. Belts rip, wear and tear, it happens. You'll never have to replace a belt on the Inboard though, because it simply doesn't have any. So because the Inboard has hub motors, it isn't as immediate to respond to controller commands as the boosted board is. For example, you can't rock back and forth on an Inboard the way you can on a boosted board. The belts allow for immediate action, which means the boosted board accelerates much faster and is just more responsive in general. Key difference number two, the way the boards are constructed. The boosted board's components are all visible on the underside of the deck. You've got the battery, the motor controller and heat sinks, and the motors themselves. Check out the underside of the Inboard. There's nothing exposed save for these wires. Virtually everything is concealed within the board and wheels. And then there's the decks themselves. Boosted uses loaded longboards, which are bamboo and super flexible. You can literally bounce on them. This really helps with bumps and shock absorption. The Inboard is made of a composite wood material. The website says it's a custom-designed composite deck that combines an inverted 3D poplar wood core with a full sandwich ABS sidewalls. I'm not sure what inverted 3D poplar wood is, but I can tell you this, the Inboard is super stiff. There is no flex whatsoever. And the third and final key difference between the two boards, the swappable batteries. Both boards have battery systems that let the user replace the batteries, but the Inboard solution is untouchable. It literally takes 10 seconds to swap Inboard batteries. You just open the latch, pop out the old battery, put the new one in, close the latch, and you're done. Boosted has these 6 screws and these plates and then this other connector. I don't think Boosted's batteries are meant to be swapped on the go per se, but yeah, they're replaceable. But again, Inboard's battery swapping mechanism is just so much better than Boosted's. Both boards have a range of about 4 to 5 miles when riding at full speed on the highest mode. I can't help but desire longer range, but again, both batteries are swappable. Both boards are splash resistant, but I recommend staying off the roads when it's wet. These wheels lose traction immediately when they're exposed to water. Slipping is a real thing, trust me on this. And both boards have a companion app that allows you to do things like change riding modes, check battery, and rename your board. But the Inboard's app lets you control the board with your phone. It's definitely a cool feature, but I'd stick to the actual remote for safety reasons. But if you're in a pinch, the option is there for Inboard. Alright, so if you're watching this video and are undecided on which board to get, here's what I tell everyone that's considering buying an electric longboard. And it's not always possible, but try and ride before you buy. Again, they're very expensive, and I truly believe that your purchase decision should be made after you've spent at least a few minutes with one. And I know this is impossible for a lot of first-time buyers, but if you can, spend a couple of minutes tinkering with one. If I had to pick a board, I'd go with Boosted. The responsiveness and acceleration are just unmatched. There's room for improvement though, like the lack of integrated headlights and taillights, and the fact that there is an extended range battery pack, but it's not going to ship until the end of the year. Considering everything I've talked about in this video, I'd say Boosted takes the cake. Thank you for watching, and because you made it all the way until the end of the video, you qualify to hit that subscribe button. Do it, because I'm gonna be uploading more videos like this one.